All right, welcome everybody to Jack Williams here for the Bombers, taking on Team Manitoba. First pitch at 1:48 p.m. Are we ahead of schedule? You can also mark 1:48 p.m. on this Father's Day as the first time a tournament's ever been ahead of schedule. Caleb Brigham works one-on-one to Mr. Nolan Zambrowski from Team Manitoba. That pitch taken a bit outside, 2-1. Pitch upstairs, and Zambrowski works the count, 3-1. Brigham just missed high with the fastball. Jeremiah Beckham behind the plate, and the 3-1. That's in there. Slow tapper, Brigham makes the play, and that's one down for the Bombers as he flips it over to Hudson Stein. Bombers throw it around. Nice pitch there by Brigham, fell behind in the count, 3-1, but came in with the fastball. I think Zambrowski hit that right off and into the bat. Ended up going just about as far as some of my chip shots. And that's going to bring up Jackson Gwynn, the catcher here for Team Manitoba. Big, tall left-hander wearing number 24. And Brigham starts him off with a strike. Uh-oh. He hits him. Gwynn tosses that bat towards his dugout. And Brigham's going to have to work out of a little bit of trouble here as he hits Gwynn with the second pitch of that at-bat. Setting the stage here for the Bombers, they've got Brigham on the mound, Hunter Geary out in left. Landon Hale playing center field, Christian Gomez in right. As Brigham misses just a bit low. Across the infield, they've got Graydon Olson at third. Quinn Miller at shortstop. Dominic Dibert at second base. Hudson Stein at first. Jonah DeYoung's the DH today, and again, Jeremiah Beckham behind the plate. That ball's hit just a bit foul.
Team Manitoba coach showing his inability to cleanly field that ground ball. I'm sure we'll hear about it there from the young Canadians. Most likely a hockey player. Brigham sets 1-1. Ground ball, that might skip through. It does. Base hit for Team Manitoba, and they got first and second with just one out. Brigham came inside with the fastball, just a C&I single, made it right past Quinn Miller, who was playing up the middle for a double play. And out of the reach of Graydon Olson now to the plate. Jack Friesen, left fielder wearing number 27, hitting from the left side of the plate. Brigham delivers. That pitch just a bit wide outside. And Brigham falls behind to Friesen. One ball, no strikes. First and second here for the Canadians. Brigham comes set, takes the sign from Beckham and delivers. This one's going to get to Brigham, only plays that one. He makes that, gets the out. And now two down for the Bombers. But the Team Manitoba has runners at second and third, bringing to the plate Daniel Forsyth, the first baseman. Forsyth wearing number 25. Team Manitoba with a nice clean look here, all white, black trim. If it's not black trim, that's because I've got my fancy shades on. That's black trim. The Bombers wearing their black with red trim. Freshly cleaned white pants as all the moms putting in extra work this weekend, getting these pants nice and clean. Something fathers usually do, but with Father's Day weekend, they took the weekend off. Ground ball to Miller. Makes the play, and that's it. Team Manitoba goes down, not without leaving a couple runners stranded, but good job by Caleb Brigham to work out of it. That ground ball to Quinn Miller, he fielded it perfectly, threw it over to Hudson Stein, and that's going to do it for Team Manitoba. In the top of the first, they strand two, but go down with no runs. Up next for the Bombers, Brigham leading off, followed by DeYoung and Hunter Geary. And we're back for the bottom of the first here. Brigham going to lead it off for the Bombers. He's facing a left-hander from Team Manitoba named Hudson Meektaves. When they told me how to pronounce that, they said Taves. You know Taves, right? Because believe it or not, we got a T and an O and an E and a W. Haven't seen the V. Hudson Meektaves misses high, ball one. Brigham, the right-hander, wearing number 1, also pitching today, takes high for ball 2. Jonah DeYoung on deck. DeYoung, dangerous hitter from the right side. Here comes Brigham. Misses upstairs, 3-0. Won't be surprised to see a take here from Brigham, and we see one, and that's 4-pitch walk. Meektaves is beside himself. Brigham, short in stature, but quite the baseball player. Great season for Fargo North. Multi-sport athlete. You'll see him on the ice this fall and winter for the Spartans. That brings up DeYoung. Takes that one high and outside. I think Meektaves is used to pitching to 6'6" people. Or 6'8". Or 7'4". So that's 6 straight for Meektaves here leading off the game. 6 straight balls. We'll see what Jonah DeYoung gets here. And there he brings one down. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jonah DeYoung. I imagine any take sign that Coach Welland had on is being removed. DeYoung free to swing away. And that hits the outside corner. Nothing but fastballs here so far from Meektaves as he's tried to locate the strike zone. DeYoung takes a sign from Coach Welland. See if Brigham gets going. And misses upstairs with another fastball. Full count. Coach Welland going old school, actually touching his belt, his chest, his watch hand, his mouth. No need to recite numbers over there. Here's the payoff pitch, and that's taking ball outside. 2 straight walks here for the Bombers. Brigham was going on the pitch. And that brings up Hunter Geary. Fargo South Bruin in his first year here with the Fargo Bombers. I believe he's a 15-year-old. When I was 15, we were playing Knights of Columbus versus VFW over at McKinley Field with an all-dirt infield. Just hoping a couple pretty girls would show up on their 10 speeds. And now Hunter Geary here in front of hundreds of fans at Jack Williams Stadium with 2 runners on. Hits one. First baseman making a run for it. Oh, he got there in time. Would have been a tough catch, but Geary has new life into this at-bat. Good hustle there by number 25. That's Daniel Forsyth from Team Manitoba. He flips the ball back to Meektaves. And Geary looking to do a job here, 0-2. Wants to put this ball in play and at a minimum advance these runners to second and third, if not knock them in. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to drop. Boy, that wind held that ball up just so that their shortstop almost got it, which held up Brigham. Coach Welland was waving him in. I'm looking at Old Glory out there in center field. It almost knocked that ball down. Looks like the wind's blowing out to left field, but that one got knocked down. Bases loaded here for Hudson Stein, and takes ball 1 upstairs. Meektaves has got himself in a jam. Bases loaded, nobody out. The dangerous Hudson Stein from the right side of the plate. Hits that one deep down the right field line. Long chase, and out of play. So the count even up at 1-1. Hudson Stein throws left, bats right, wearing number 21. Fargo North Spartan. Takes the pitch from Meektaves. Fouls it straight back. Hudson Stein right on time. Looking to find
He saw you out there.
a little base knock here. and knock in Brigham. Brigham at third, DeYoung at second, Geary at first. Stein goes down swinging on a good pitch from Meek Taves. He handcuffed him, and Hudson Stein goes down swinging. Meek Taves' best pitch of the day so far. Just jammed the big righty. He was looking for something out and over the plate he could drive. Instead, he came in on his hands. And Quinn Miller now with bases loaded, just one out. Takes ball inside. Quinn Miller, Fargo Shanley product. Played some varsity this year for the Deacons. Plays shortstop for the Bombers. Takes ball 2 outside, and Meek Taves falls behind 2-0. No place to put Quinn. Miller from the left side of the plate, wearing number 7. Takes ball 3, and that's 3-0. And Meek Taves frustrated. Miller, most likely the take sign, automatic at this point. And ball 4, put it in the RBI column for Quinn Miller. And the Bombers take the early lead over Team Manitoba 1-0 here. Still only one out. That brings up Graydon Olson. And that's going to bring a visit here from Team Manitoba's coach. Bombers so far doing some damage here in the top of the first. Also damaging my ears with their walk-up music. I'm told they're good songs by someone who's been born probably in this century.
I mean, some of them don't have great ones.
Liam, unless it's something by Def Leppard or Motley Crue or maybe Randy Travis. So Meek Taves going to have to settle down here as coach comes out, talks to him. I think Meek Taves was frustrated by the first at-bat. Maybe thought he got a couple of pitches that were called balls instead of strikes. But with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 close pitches, every other ball that's been called has certainly been well outside of the strike zone. So Graydon Olson, our third baseman, wearing number 3, hitting from the right side of the plate. Has his bat just off his shoulder, takes the delivery from Meek Taves, and that ball is low, gets away, but not far enough for DeYoung to threaten. Good hustle there by the Canadian catcher, number 24. That's Jackson Gwynn. And Meek Taves, after the visit from his coach, falls behind. 1 ball, no strikes. Some action in the Team Manitoba bullpen, and that pitch misses outside, 2-0. So that's 6 in a row. Once again, here for Meek Taves, bases loaded, nowhere to put Olson. That pitch is outside as well, 3-0. Meek Taves frustrated, but I've got a pretty good view of that. That thing is right over the stripe in that left-handed batter's box. And that's 4 in a row. Make it 8 in a row. And that's an RBI walk for Mr. Graydon Olson. Still bases loaded. Bombers now up 2-0. That slides over. Hunter Geary now at third base. Quinn Miller at second. Graydon Olson at first. And we're going to stay consistent with another walk-up song I've never heard of, and this one is Dom Divert's. That pitch gets away. Again, good job blocking there by Forsyth. That would be 9 straight for Meek Taves. Boy, and Dom Divert's in a position to make this inning do some damage here against Team Manitoba. Big right-hander, number 25, steps in. That pitch upstairs, and that's 10 in a row. When if you're Coach Wellen, you're telling Dom, you're probably taking a pitch here. That's 10 straight. You might want to see him throw one. Yeah, and then he finally got an outside pitch called a strike. I think that might have been a charitable contribution from our umpire to the Canadians, because that thing was about the same spot. That ball's just a bit outside. 3-1. Dom Divert now with the green light. He's going to be looking for a fastball over the plate, something he can drive. Again, just 1 out. 3-1 count, bases loaded. And a nice pitch there by Meek Taves, works the count to full. Dibert now in a position he's got to protect this plate, wants to just knock in Geary from third base. Oh, and he chased outside the zone. Dom just couldn't hold off on that one. That was well outside the strike zone. Frustrated. Jeremiah Beckham up to the plate now with a rather uncatchy walk-up tune, and here he is, number 24. Takes that ball high. Meek Taves is throwing a lot of pitches here in this first inning. It's still 85 degrees out there, too. That's going to have an effect. Ball right at the knees. Evens up the count, 1-1. Beckham. Now with 2 outs, looking to extend the Bombers inning here. Bottom of the first, 2-0. That ball is outside and high. Nothing but fastballs here for Meek Taves. I don't think I've seen a breaking pitch yet. Just can't locate that fastball. And Jeremiah Beckham, the catcher, takes ball 3 upstairs. He's going to catch a visit here from Mr. Gwynn. "35 pitches already here for Mr. Meek Taves." Now we say pitches are like push-ups. Can I do 100? I can do 100. I can't do 100 in a row. I need to do them about 10 at a time. And if you tell me to do 35 and then take a break, it's going to be hard for me to do many more. So 35 pitches in a row out in this heat. Might not be a very long outing here for Meek Taves. Let's see what he can do here with Beckham. Beckham looking to either hit or walk. Takes the pitch. Inside, that's ball 4. And Meek Taves definitely frustrated. That brings up Landon Hale, soon to be junior at Fargo Shanley, playing center field today, wearing number 8, batting from the right side. And that pitch from Meek Taves upstairs. Again, he's approaching his 40th pitch of this first inning. You throw in the 8 he threw before. That's 48 without a break, which is going to explain the fatigue and the frustration. Landon Hale, I'm sure, is being told it's got to be in one spot. 2-0, bases loaded. Bombers up 3 already, and there it is. Meek Taves works back 2-1. And now Mr. Hale has the green light. He'll be swinging away anything in the zone. Takes that ball upstairs, 3-1. Every once in a while, Meek Taves has a reaction like what my wife looks like when I put the dishes away. It's kind of hands on his head in shock. And that's ball 4. And the Bombers 4-0 now with just 1 hit in the inning. I put the dishes away this morning. She kind of looked over, and I think she was reading between the lines, kind of thinking it's Father's Day. He must have a plan. And that's going to do it here as the Manitoba manager comes out. He's going to take Meek Taves out. They've had somebody warming up in the bullpen. It's going to be the opposite of Meek Taves here. This guy looks like he's 6'5", right-handed power pitcher. And he's going to be coming in a tough spot here. Oh, no, he's not 6'5". I guess he was on a mound. But a big righty coming in here. Meek Taves gets a nice round of applause. Try and get a number here for the new pitcher. But so far for the Bombers, they've got 4 runs on just the one Geary single. Again, Hunter Geary placed that single, which seems like about 25 minutes ago, just dumped it over the shortstop's head. Everything else has been base on balls. So in to pitch here for Manitoba is going to be number 13, right-handed Chase Thiessen. And Bombers back to the top of the order with Caleb Brigham, who started this all off a long time ago with the 4-pitch walk. Brigham coming up, bases loaded. We'll be back. Well, we have a breaking news alert. Breaking news. I've been wrong, I guess. This is going to be one of those moments you're going to want to write down. Where were you when Chris was wrong? And it's right now. It's number 19 for Team Manitoba, Logan Lesser. Chase Thiessen is saying, not me, buddy. So Brigham versus Lesser. Brigham right-handed. Bombers have batted through the order. Takes that pitch upstairs for ball one. Again, we've got a right-handed thrower here. We had a Meek Taves was a lefty. And you can tell already Lesser throws the ball quite a bit harder. Let's see if he can be a little bit more in the zone. There it is. Play to the second baseman. And he makes the throw, and that's going to do it for the Bombers, but not before they score 4 in the bottom of the first. They put up 4. They do leave the bases loaded. And good job there by 19, Logan Lesser, to come in and put out the fire. Brigham will be back on the mound here for the top of the second when we come back. And we're back here for the first pitch. Top of the second, Brigham misses with that fastball just low and inside. Facing the left-handed hitting, number 21, Carson Jansen. That's their center fielder. And Brigham falls behind 2-0 as that fastball misses just a bit outside. Takes the signal from Jeremiah Beckham, and here's the pitch. Swing and fouled straight back there by Jansen. Beckham gets the ball, tosses it back to Brigham. Brigham makes a little adjustment to his arm sleeve. Another invention that they didn't have when I played baseball. Would have made me much better. The arm sleeve. I was talking to somebody else the other day, and they said that, you know, my son's now going to be an outfielder, so he needs an outfielder's glove in addition to his pitcher's glove and his infielding glove. And I said my glove was called whatever they had at Kmart glove. So apparently the gloves they sold back in the early to mid 80s at Kmart were so good you could play any position with them. That fouled straight back and the count stays full. Made it without an arm sleeve. It's pretty fascinating. And the payoff pitch. That's ground ball. Tough play for, he makes it though. And he got him, what a play. What an amazing play by Dom Dybert, the big 6'3" second baseman. Needed every bit of his wingspan to go make that play. And Hudson Stein, I don't know, did Hudson even thought the ball was going to come his way? He just kind of nonchalantly took that toss from Dybert. And that's one down for Brigham and the Bombers. And he comes back with the strike. It's also an unconfirmed but possible fact that the advent of yoga pants was my 18-year-old year for Fargo Post 2. They didn't call them yoga pants at the time. They were just our black uniform pants. However, they had about the same fit.
Those skinny leathers for the 80s.
No room for the imagination back then, folks. 1-2, ground ball, soft one to Miller. He's going to have to be quick. Strong throw, and he got him. That's 2 down. Good play there by Quinn Miller. And the big stretch from Hudson Stein. Brigham doing his job, getting ground balls. And so far, Dybert and Miller and Hudson Stein backing him up. That brings to the plate number 2, the right fielder, Caleb Legacy. Brigham falls down 1-0. Comes back with a strike to even it up 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Brigham working with 2 down. Top of the second. Buzzes the tower. Permission denied. Pattern is full. 2-1 to Legacy. Ground ball, that's going to go foul. And that count evens up 2-2 as Quinn Miller chases that ball down. He's going to toss this one back to Brigham. Now Brigham has flashed a curveball a couple times here. He's been more accurate with his fastball. With 2-2, let's see what he is. Fastball right on the outside part of the plate. Another foul ball. So Legacy fighting those 2 pitches off, keeps the count at 2-2. Brigham looking to shut the batters down 1-2-3 and get back hitting. That ball's hit well into the gap. That's going to be extra bases. Legacy's going to be in there with a stand-up double. And for Team Manitoba, the beginning of a 2-0 rally. As Brigham put that pitch just a little bit too much over the center of that plate. It was his 3rd fastball in a row to Legacy. And you could tell the timing was there. Caleb popped that ball into the gap in left center. And now Manitoba has a rally going here with 2 down in the top of the second. Already down 4-0, brings up Rhett Peters. Left-handed batter, number 23, playing second base for Manitoba. Brigham starts him off with a strike. That ball's fouled straight back into someone's Corolla. Brigham working ahead, working quickly. Comes set, takes the sign from Beckham, and the pitch. Fastball in the outside corner, just missed. Good spot there for a pitch from Mr. Brigham. At the knees, but just a bit outside. Count even up, 1-1. That one hit a Camry. So Corolla and Camry so far knocked down by Rhett Peters. And the count is 1-2. Brigham, again, throwing mostly fastballs here. Let's see if he changes up the timing. Takes the sign from Beckham. And the pitch, a little changeup. He got him! That first breaking pitch, late breaking slider, and Brigham shuts them down. Leaves Legacy stranded at second. And what you always want to do after that big inning, go hang up a 0 and get back at hitting right away. And Brigham did that. We're going to have Jonah DeYoung, Hunter Geary, and Hudson Stein back for the Bombers when we come back. So back for the bottom of the second here now. We got Jonah DeYoung leading off, again facing Logan Lesser. Logan came in. Tough situation there with the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. Big right-hander did the job getting out of that jam. And Lesser takes the sign from Gwynn. And the pitch to DeYoung. That swung on right away. Fly ball. And Jansen's underneath it, puts it away. Good job here by Logan Lesser. That's a couple pitches, and he's already got a couple outs. And now we've got up to the plate, Mr. Hunter Geary. Geary with the only hit in that first inning. Logan Lesser takes the sign from Gwynn and the pitch. Fastball, this one's hit in the gap. It's going to be a long run for Jansen, and he can't get there in time. And Geary with his second hit of the day. And he's on base with the one-out single. And brings up Hudson Stein to the plate. Hudson Stein had bases loaded in the first. Got caught swinging. Meek Taves got him, jammed him inside with a fastball. Stein left the bases loaded. Facing Logan Lesser for the first time. And Geary leads off. That pitch low into the dirt. Good job blocking by Gwynn. That's about the fourth or fifth pitch Gwynn has blocked so far this game. And again, Hunter Geary now with both hits for the Bombers. Takes his lead off of first. As Lesser takes the sign, pitches to Stein. And Geary goes. This pitch only plays at first. And good play there by the third baseman. Had no play at second as Geary took off on the pitch. Possibly a hit and run there for the Bombers. Geary safe at second. But the ground out brings up Quinn Miller to the plate now with two outs. Hudson Stein hit that ball hard. Geary now in scoring position with the shortstop. Left-handed hitting Quinn Miller to the plate. Quinn walked in his first plate appearance, as did many of the Bombers in that first inning. 0-0 on the day with the walk RBI. Takes the fastball from Lesser. Lesser so far has just been spot on with his fastball, getting the Bombers to swing away. As we've had 3 balls already put in play here in the second inning. 2 of them outs for the Bombers. One of them that single to right center field by Geary. The 2-0 pitch to Miller. Taken for a called strike. And the count goes to 2-1. Miller looking to drive in Geary. Lesser looking to get the Bombers shut down scoreless here in the second. Oh, just stuck out his bat. Tried to sit that over the third baseman's head, but drops foul. And now the count 2-2 with 2 outs in the second inning. And Logan Lesser leans in, takes the sign from Gwynn, the 2-2. Just a bit low. And here goes Geary. And he's safe at third. Good jump there by Hunter Geary. You have to read that immediately as that ball popped right in front of Gwynn. Did a good job blocking, but Geary with the big jump. Now just 90 feet away from putting the Bombers up 5-0 with the full count pitch coming up to Quinn Miller. Just a bit high. Whoa, that was really close. Quinn Miller took ball 4 with his second walk of the game. Now with Bombers first and third, threatening again. Runners on first and third, and up for the Bombers looks like Graydon Olson. See if the Bombers start Miller at first. Again, first and third. Team Manitoba setting their defense, getting ready for a possible steal. Miller with speed at first. Geary at third. This pitch taken for a strike. Right at the knees. And Logan Lesser just has walked one. So far been right on target here with his fastball. See a radar gun down there. He must be throwing the ball pretty hard. Count 0-1. That ball taken a bit outside. Evens up the count 1-1. Makes you feel like you're at the big league park there when you got that radar gun right behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Olson. That pitch upstairs taken for ball 2. 2-1. Again, the Bombers up 4-0 early here as they were able to capitalize on some walks early on by Meek Taves for Manitoba. Threatening again in the second. First and third, the pitch. In there for a strike on the outside corner, and now the count 2-2. Olson takes his sign from Coach Wellen. Quinn Miller does the same. Takes a big lead off of first. And the 2-2 pitch fouled straight on back. And we'll do this again. Two-two pitch coming up to Graydon Olson, the third baseman. Logan Lesser takes his sign, the big right-hander from Manitoba, set and pitch. This ball might drop. And it does! A CNI single there, and Miller wisely takes third base. And Graydon Olson with a good job of 2-out hitting there, dropped it in just in front of the left fielder. The left fielder can't believe it. He was about 2 feet away. And I feel like the shortstop was about 4 feet away. Neither one of them can believe it. That ball dropped in. Quinn Miller with heads-up base running got all the way to third base. And an RBI 2-out single for Graydon Olson brings up Dom Dibert to the plate, and the Bombers up 5-0. Logan Lesser comes set. Pitch on the outside part of the plate. Missed just outside. And the count 1-0 early to Dibert here. Dibert with a heck of a defensive play in the top of this inning. Ranging wide to his left to get a batter. The 1-0. Hit the same spot, just a little bit closer to the plate. And 1-1. Lesser working the outside part of that plate against the dangerous Dom Dibert. Graydon Olson takes the sign from Welland. Dibert does the same. Here's the pitch. Pitch a bit high, popped up straight behind home plate. And out of play. And the count moves to 1-2 on Dom Dibert. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dibert takes a long stroll back, gets set. Quinn Miller at third base. Graydon Olson at first. Dom Dibert takes his sign from his third base coach, steps into the batter's box. Tall, lanky right-hander about to face the right-handed Lesser. Ball misses down and away. Count even up 2-2. So once again, we've got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out in the second inning. Logan Lesser wearing number 19 here for Team Manitoba faces Dibert. And the pitch. Right at the knees, he got Dibert looking. And that's going to do it for the Bombers, but not before they score one more on the 2-out Graydon Olson base hit. Bombers up early, 5-0. No. Back with the ground ball to Olson. He fields it cleanly, makes the throw over to Stein. 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start there for Caleb Brigham. as he gets the leadoff hitter, Nolan Zamboski, the shortstop, to ground out on just one pitch. So a solid start here for Brigham in the top of the third. Again, Team Manitoba down 5 early. Brigham has started and gone the whole way. And that brings up big, tall left-handed hitting Jackson Gwynn. That's the catcher. This ball's hit deep to right field. Long run and over his head. This one's going to be extra bases. And it's going to be a stand-up double for Gwynn. He hit that squarely, and I think caught maybe the right fielder just a little bit by surprise at how deep that ball ended up getting into what had been a pretty good breeze blowing out to the left field. And a one-out stand-up double there by Jackson Gwynn. And that's going to put Team Manitoba with a runner in scoring position. Hayden Friesen up, the third baseman. Second time through the order here for Brigham. And it looks like a pinch runner here for Team Manitoba. Brigham takes the sign. And the first pitch. A ball down and away. Good job blocking there by Jeremiah Beckham. Keeps the ball in front of him. And keeps the runner at second. 1-0 pitch here coming up to Friesen. Brigham comes set and the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Friesen might have been taking that one all the way. And Brigham working quickly here in the top of the third. Already one out. One on. Dibert holding the runner at second. And the pitch for Brigham. Great stop there by Beckham. That pitch was about 4 feet outside, and all Beckham could do was just stick out his glove, and he found the ball and does a nice job there keeping the runner at second base. Brigham quickly working, takes the sign. The 2-1 pitch to Friesen. Ball just on the inside corner, but just missed inside. And now 3-1 hitters count here to Friesen. Same pitch, just a bit inside. And he puts him on with a 5-pitch walk. And it's going to bring up the other Friesen. The left fielder, Jack Friesen, number 27. Tall right-handed batter. Make that lefty. He's got the red helmet on. Big, tall lefty with the red helmet on. He's got runners at first and second. Just one out. His team down 5-0, facing Brigham for the second time. Pitch on the outside corner. Taken for a strike. 0-1 count now coming to Jack Friesen. Quinn Miller holding the runner on at second. Brigham takes the sign, throws that one just outside. Count up at 1-1. No activity yet in the Bombers bullpen. With a 5-0 lead, they're going to let Brigham work through it. There is some activity in the Team Manitoba bullpen as number 13 is warming up. That is Chase Thiessen. Make that Thiessen. That ball's hit hard into center field, but right at the center fielder, and no tag. And that's 2 outs now for Team Manitoba as Brigham gets the big lefty Friesen to fly out to Landon Hale. 2 down now for Manitoba. Still with 2 runners on. Daniel Forsyth now the first baseman, wearing number 25, coming to face Brigham. Again, second time through the order here for Caleb Brigham. He's given up 3 hits. He's walked a couple. And the pitch starts him off with a strike at the knees. I love how fast Brigham works here. He's got the sign. He is ready to go. Keeps the infielders in the game. The 0-1 pitch. Tries to go in the inside corner again. Just missing that inside corner. That's about 3 pitches that have missed, probably by the width of the baseball for Brigham, as he's tried to work the inside part of the plate. The 1-1. This one's hit foul. Back into the trees here at Jack Williams Stadium. Looks like it just left the park. Foot race by the kids to go get that one. And Brigham up in the count, 1-2. 2 outs, 2 on in the top of the third. Bombers up 5. The payoff pitch just a little bit wide. Beckham's going to have a play at third here. Ball's there in time, and he got him at third. Graydon Olson applies the tag, and Beckham, with his second great defensive play of the night, able to get the runner at third base. Heads up running there by the pinch runner from Team Manitoba, but Beckham with an even better play, and that's going to do it for the Canadians in the top of the third. They get a couple of hits, but they get one hit, the double, and a walk, but strand a couple runners out there, and that's through 2.5. We've got Bombers up 5-0. Welcome back to the broadcast here at Jack Williams Stadium. We've got the Bombers facing Team Manitoba. Bombers up early, put up 4 runs in the first, 1 in the second. Now for their third trip to the plate, up 5 against Logan Lesser, the big right-hander. That pitch fouled straight back with the defensive hero of the top of this inning, Mr. Jeremiah Beckham. Jeremiah, I believe, is going to be a junior at Park Christian, if I'm not mistaken. I got the affirmative nod there from my crack research assistant, Liam Miller. Knows a lot about a lot. And that second pitch taken up high, 1-1 now to Beckham. Beckham with a great play to end that top of the third inning. Blocked the ball, snapped the ball down to third base. Graydon Olson popped down the tag and got Brigham out of a jam. That pitch taken up high for 2 balls and 1 strike. Beckham also saw some varsity action for the Fargo Shanley Deacons this year. Played a lot in the junior varsity program. Takes ball 3 just a bit upstairs. So far, Logan Lesser has been in command of his fastball. Came in that tough spot, bases loaded in the bottom of the first, got out of that jam. Fairly quiet second inning, but he misses 4 pitches in a row up top. And that's going to draw a visit from his manager. There has been some action in the Team Manitoba bullpen, and it looks like 13, which would be Chase Thiessen, is on his way in, and yes, he is. We're going to get a pitching change here. Logan Lesser did a really good job there for Team Manitoba, but after the first batter walk here in the bottom of the third, they're going to turn this over to Chase Thiessen. So Thiessen coming in. He's going to have 1 batter on, nobody out in the bottom of the third. Bombers up 5. We'll be back. Welcome back here for the first pitch to Landon Hale, Chase Thiessen. And Landon Hale not able to bring it back in time. And Thiessen starts off with the strike. It's going to be hard for me to not say Thiessen, guys. That's H is silent, but it's making noise in my brain. Chase Thiessen misses just outside, and the count goes to 1-1. Thiessen, during warm-ups, showing a few more breaking pitches. Landon Hale at the plate with the runner on first base. See if the bunt sign is back on. It is not. That pitch taken up high for ball 2. Count now 2-1. Landon Hale for his second trip to the plate. And the big right-hander Thiessen takes the sign and delivers. That pitch is swung on and fouled straight back, and the count goes to 2-2. Nobody out here for the Bombers in the bottom of the third. Landon Hale walked in his first trip, facing Thiessen for the first time. The 2-2. And he got him swinging. It was that late breaking pitch, and Hale just could not resist. I don't think that would have caught the plate, but too close to take for Landon Hale. And Thiessen comes in and strikes out his first batter of the inning. First batter he's faced. Top of the order now for the Bombers. That pitch is hit hard, Brigham, but right at the center fielder. And Thiessen, working quickly, now has 2 outs with Beckham still on first base. Actually, that might be a pinch runner. I believe it is. And that's 2 outs now for Jonah DeYoung. Jonah in his 3rd season with the Bombers. He's probably going to set all sorts of career records here with the Bombers. Came up as a 14-year-old, eligible. He's played his 14 and 15 and 16-year-old years now with the Bombers. Good player from the north side of town. Can play infield, can pitch, can hit. According to my boys, he's what they call a baseball junkie. Loves the game of baseball. Number 10, DeYoung, facing Thiessen for the first sign. Thiessen takes the sign, comes set, and the pitch. The pitch is low and away, 1-1 to DeYoung. Jonah gets set. Count is 1-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Bombers with a runner on first base. Pitch on the outside part and just missed for ball 2. Thiessen's got some electric stuff, though. We've seen the breaking pitch just the one time to Landon Hale, late breaking curveball. That fastball has got a little run on it as well. So tough pitcher here for the Bombers. 2-1 to DeYoung. Pitch down the middle. One hopper to the third baseman. And he makes the throw, and that's going to do it for the Bombers. They get no runs on no hits. There were no errors. And just the one runner left on base on the Beckham walk. Through 3 complete. Bombers 5. Manitoba 0. We'll be back. And we're back in action here for the top of the fourth inning. Team Manitoba coming to the plate. The umpire is asking for a batter. Again, they made a couple defensive changes in that in the bottom of the inning. The pitching change. They just might be sorting this out. Coming up later, Post 2. Post 2 is going to be taking on Minot in a doubleheader starting at 5 o'clock here at Jack Williams Stadium. We'll be streaming that game as well. So after the Father's Day barbecue is completed, tune in for some Post 2 baseball. But first, the Bombers. That's a nice pitch. It's going to be a couple hops to Quinn Miller. Snaps it over to Hudson Stein, makes a little scoop, and that's one pitch, one out for Brigham for the second consecutive inning. Nice true hop there for Quinn Miller. He read it perfectly. Got the refurbished infield here for Jack Williams last fall, project that they did. Brigham misses low and inside for ball one. You got Carson Jansen, the left fielder, batting from the the center fielder batting from the left side of the plate, number 21. Fastball is going to hit into center field. Long run for Hale, and he makes the diving play. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Landon Hale, full extension. Completely robbed Mr. Jansen of a base hit. And Brigham with the tip of the cap to Landon Hale, who I don't think played an inning of outfield for the high school season, making his mark with the Bombers. What a play. Jack Antonio, the DH for Manitoba, comes back with a base hit outside of even the reach of Dom Dybert. But it's 2 down here for Team Manitoba in the top of the fourth. And that's going to bring up Caleb Legacy. Legacy 1 for 1 on the on the afternoon, I should say. Base hit in his first trip to the plate against Brigham. Again, Brigham's gone the distance. Staked to an early 5-0 lead. Comes set from the stretch. First pitch to Legacy. In there for a ball. Missed just inside. And the 1-0 now coming up to Legacy with Jack Antonio on first base. Antonio takes about 3 strides. And that pitch misses just inside once again. Now the count 2-0. Manitoba looking to get a 2-out rally going here. Brigham looking to get Fargo back under the bats. Brigham comes set. Takes the sign from Beckham. Fastball right down the middle, 2-1. Legacy taking the whole way. Manitoba manager giving the signs to Antonio and Legacy. Antonio with a small lead at first, not going anywhere. This pitch is popped up. DeYoung gives it a look. And a nice catch there by the radar gun guy. In the top row, he tips his hat. If that was in the Savannah Bananas game, this batter would be out. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to number 2. And Brigham takes the sign from Beckham. Antonio with the lead at first, and the pitch upcoming. This ball's hit into center field. No dive needed this time for Landon Hale. That's going to do it for Team Manitoba. In the top of the fourth, they do get 1 hit. But in the top of the fourth, Landon Hale with the defensive gem of the night. And that's going to bring the Bombers back up to the plate, still leading 5-0. We'll be back. And we're going to be back here for the bottom of the fourth inning. Bombers up top 5-0. So far, a really good start here for Caleb Brigham on the mound. Hasn't given up a run yet. He's got 57 pitches down, 34 of them for strikes, and no runs allowed as of yet. And the first pitch, taking a bit outside. As we've got Hunter Geary up to the plate. Geary 2 for 2 on the day. Hunter Geary so far the offensive star for the Bombers. 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. About to take the 1-1 pitch here from Caleb Chase Thiessen. Big breaking pitch. Misses high and inside. Geary facing Thiessen for the first time. Thiessen behind in the count, 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch way outside, and it's 3-1. Hitters count now for Hunter Geary. Hunter Geary playing left field for the Bombers. Again, a Fargo South product. Facing Thiessen. The big right-handed delivery misses low and away, puts the leadoff runner on, and the Bombers are back in business. And that's going to draw a visit from Team Manitoba's manager, who is doing a good job of testing our new sod project out there with his 4th or 5th trip to the mound. But I think Team Manitoba must have some sort of a system going on here, because Thiessen's been spot on here so far. That's the first batter he struggled with. This might be more of a pitch count, and who knows what they have later on in the week. Because again, Thiessen has been fairly electric here so far for Team Manitoba. Gets a good round of applause. Again, his manager, I think this might be a product of, you were going to go give us about 30 pitches, and we're going to move on. Looks like we got a left-handed coming in. Number 25. That can't be 25. Oh, it is the first baseman. There we go. Number 25, Daniel Forsyth. He's going to be facing the big right-handed hitting first baseman Hudson Stein. And we'll be back after his warm-up pitches. That brings to the plate the first baseman Hudson Stein. Geary taking his lead off of first base. Now with the left-handed pitching, Daniel Forsyth. Big leg kick and throws. It looks like a changeup there, and got Hudson Stein fooled as he was way out in front of that one. And Forsyth works ahead in the count, 0-1. The leg kick, that one's going to go back to the backstop. And Geary on his way to second, rounds it, takes a look, and is going to hold there as the catcher does a good job hustling back. Again, Gwynn at catcher so far for Manitoba. He's blocked about 6 or 7 balls here that would have been headed to the backstop. He let that one get by. Tough day to be a catcher. You got a windy, hot day, about 85 degrees out there. Wearing the gear as that pitch right at the letters, and Hudson Stein took a hack at it, falls behind on the count now, 1-2. Hunter Geary now in scoring position once again. He's already scored 2 runs. Hudson Stein 0 for 2 on the day. That pitch upstairs just missed. Good spot for a 1-2 pitch, but the umpire said it did not break in time, and the count now evened up at 2-2. Forsyth takes his sign from Gwynn. The high leg kick in the pitch, and he got Stein swinging. And that's going to be 1 down now for the Bombers. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Quinn Miller. Quinn with his 3rd trip here up to the plate in the bottom of the 4th with Geary in scoring position. Forsyth struck out his first batter, throws a breaking pitch just a bit outside. Forsyth so far showed fastball, changeup, and curveball. Behind in the count, 1-0 to Miller. Missed just upstairs, and Miller ahead now in the count, 2-0. Forsyth comes set, takes the sign, and the pitch. That's swung on just a bit late, and that popped up straight to the 3rd baseman. And he makes the play, and that's 2 down now for the Bombers. On a swing, I think Quinn Miller would like to get back. I think he was fooled on that pitch, but could not bring it back yet. He's showing a little frustration on the way to the bench. That was not the Quinn Miller swing we're accustomed to. And that's 2 down now for the Bombers. Forsyth doing a good job here for Team Manitoba. He's faced 2 batters. The 4 and 5 batters set them both down. That pitch wide to Graydon Olson. Graydon Olson with a 2-out RBI single, his last trip to the plate. Looking to do it again here, up again, 2 outs with a runner in scoring position. Activity in the Manitoba bullpen once again. That pitch taken high for ball 2. Forsyth down in the count. 2-0, takes a look at Geary, comes set in the pitch. That pitch called for a strike, as I believe Graydon Olson could not hold up. And the 3rd baseman now adjusts his gloves. Takes a look at Forsyth. Olson's ready, Forsyth's ready, and the pitch. Good job by Gwynn to frame it, but that pitch was outside, and now it's 3-1. Hitters count for Graydon Olson, looking to knock in his 2nd run of the night. Geary's looking to score his 3rd and put the Bombers up 6. Again, it's 5-0 Bombers here in the bottom of the 4th with 2 down. Good pitch by Forsyth. Just put a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Olson went after it, fouled it straight back, and we got a full count to Olson with Dom Dybert on deck. Geary with the big lead at 2nd. He's going. Takes a look as that ball gets by Gwynn. But no action there. Geary was off on the pitch. Would have had it stolen. He had a great jump on the payoff pitch. Full count. Welland decided to be aggressive on the base pass and get Geary moving. Graydon Olson able to not swing on that pitch that was down and away. And now Forsyth with his first hint of trouble. Forsyth now with runners at 1st and 3rd. 2 outs. Dom Dybert at the plate. Ball hit hard down the line. It's going to be a long throw for the first baseman. And he makes it just in time. Ball hit hard by Dybert. But that's going to do it for the Bombers as they go down scoreless in the bottom of the 4th. They do leave 2 runners on, and through 4 complete, the Bombers ahead of Team Manitoba 5-0. Welcome back here for the top of the 5th inning. Team Manitoba coming up to the plate, down 5-0 to the Bombers. And we've got a pitching change for Fargo Bombers. Number 11, the right-hander Joey Jagger in relief of Caleb Brigham. Brigham, 4 scoreless. 57 pitches for Brigham on the day, 34 for strikes. Faced 17 batters. But the only number that matters is the 0, as he stakes his team to a 5-0 lead. Hands it over to Joey Jagger, who starts off number 23 for Team Manitoba. Rhett Peters with the ball. That pitch taken just a bit high for ball 2. As Rhett Peters, the second baseman, batting from the left side of the plate, facing now Joey Jagger for the first time. And Jagger down early, 3-0. Jagger with a fastball, slider, curveball. A lot of movement on his pitches. Delivers that pitch in there for a strike. Jagger with a delivery, not quite over the top, which gets him quite a bit of movement on his fastball. It comes at it about 3/4 sometimes. The 3-1 pitch in there for strike 2. And Jagger looking to battle all the way back here against Rhett Peters with nobody out in the top of the 5th. Full count. Here comes the pitch. Misses up high and puts Peters on with a leadoff walk, and that's going to bring up the top of the order. Nolan Zomboski, the shortstop, number 12, now with Peters at first base. Jagger missed just high there with the full count fastball. Left-handed hitting, Zamboski. Actually, this looks like a number 6. We might have another change here for Team Manitoba. It is. We got Jack, number 6. And it's Poull. I'm going to say Pool. Good pitch there by Jagger, hitting the outside corner. 1-1. So a change there for Manitoba. Is Zamboski replaced here by Jack Paul. Good play by Jagger. To Miller for 1. To Stein for 2. And the 1-6-3 double play. Joey, you're not angry anymore. Joey does it himself with the high comebacker, showing off the hops, and flipped it to Quinn Miller. And that's how you get 2. Now 2 outs now for Team Manitoba, with Jackson Gwynn, the catcher, facing Jagger, who is settled in now after that double play. 1 ball, no strikes here to Gwynn. Jackson Gwynn, wearing number 24, big, tall, left-handed catcher, takes that pitch just upstairs, and now is ahead in the count, 2-0. Jagger looking to battle back after that double play. Throws a fastball right down the middle for 2-1 count. 2 down here for Manitoba, looking to get something going, down 5-0. Jagger comes up and in, and now down on the count, 3-1. Joey Jagger takes his sign from Jeremiah Beckham. The 3-1. Taken for a called strike. And we got full count. Jagger and Beckham probably saw some action together here in the high school season, both in the Shanley program. Beckham gives Joey the sign, the payoff pitch. Just missed upstairs. And that's a 2-out walk for Jackson Gwynn. Brings up Hayden Friesen, the third baseman, to the plate. Again, all these Manitoba players facing Joey Jagger for the first time. We got Matthew Moffett in. On my list, it just said Matthew, and I was hoping it was something really cool that he didn't even need a last name, but he's got one. Matthew Moffett, number 1. Comes in to courtesy run for the catcher, Jackson Gwynn. Jagger takes his sign from Beckham. Moffitt with the lead at first. This ball's hit into shallow left. And that's gloved and flipped to the bare hand by Geary. My 50-year-old eyes can't see exactly what happened there, but that ball somehow went from his glove to his bare hand. And that's going to do it. Jagger comes in and shuts Manitoba out in the top of the 5th. He walked a couple, but helped himself out with a great 1-6-3 double play. We're going to be heading to the bottom of the 5th here. When we come back, Bombers up 5-0. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Big swing, and this one's going to get over the left fielder's head. Big hit by Jeremiah Beckham all the way to the wall. He's got one, he's got two, and a stand-up leadoff double by Jeremiah Beckham. Have yourself a day, young man. And I think, did he do a one-arm raise the roof at second base? Is that still cool, Liam, to raise the roof? Are we dabbing still, too? Is that cool? Well, Jeremiah Beckham, with the most offensive production that the Bombers have had so far against Forsyth. So far, Forsyth has been shutting them out, but he hung a fastball right over the middle of the plate, and Beckham made him pay with the leadoff double. That pitch high and outside. Again, Daniel Forsyth in pitching for Team Manitoba with his team down 5. He came in last inning, held the Bombers scoreless, and now the Bombers have action with that leadoff double by Jeremiah Beckham. That brings up Landon Hale to the plate. Landon Hale, wearing number 8, also with a great defensive play on the night, looking to see if he can add some offense to his afternoon. Forsyth takes the signal from Gwynn and throws that chest high for a strike. A pitch right across the letters evens up the count. Landon Hale gets set, right-handed hitter against the left-handed throwing Forsyth. Here's the pitch. That one down and away. It's in front of Gwynn. He did a good job blocking it, but even a better job reading that was the Fargo Bombers pinch runner, who might be Mr. Ebeling, I believe. Caleb Ebeling. They just changed the pronunciation, but they must have changed it back because it's Ebeling now. Caleb Ebeling gets a good jump and takes third base on the low pitch. And Landon Hale, this one's going to be a tough play. He beat it out. Infield single and an RBI on top of it. And Landon Hale with an RBI single knocks in Ebeling and puts the Bombers up 6 now, 6-0. Again, give credit to Landon Hale for putting that ball in play in a spot where Ebeling could score. Ebeling again came in for Mr. Jeremiah Beckham after the leadoff double. And still nobody out here for the Bombers. Forsyth seeing his third batter of the inning. And there goes Hale. Got a great jump, and he's upstanding. Landon Hale read Forsyth's move, got a great jump and takes second base. And now the Bombers again with the runner in scoring position with Joey Jagger now at the plate, coming in for Caleb Brigham. 11 replacing number 1. Got the bunt sign, wanted to move Hale over to the third, and that pitch was outside off the plate, but Jagger could not resist. Gave it a little lunge, tried to pop that one just down the first baseline if he could to get Landon Hale over to third, but the pitch came in for a strike, and now it's 1-1 to Jagger. Squares, and that pitch was a little bit high, tough one to bunt fair, and that one goes foul down the first baseline. Scooped up, tossed back to Forsyth, and now Jagger finds himself in a 1-2 count. Let's see if Coach Wellen keeps the bunt sign on or tells Joey to swing away. Landon Hale at second base, just 180 feet away from putting the Bombers up top 7-0, currently 6-0. Forsyth comes set, throws back. That one's going into center field. Let's see if Hale takes off. He does. We got a throw coming. And Hale is in there as we're going to have a throwing error on the pitcher, Forsyth. He wanted to keep Hale close to second. That pickoff play got into center field, and Hale popped up right away. And now Jagger in a position where he can drive Landon Hale in with a fly ball to the outfield, or it looks like a ground ball just about anywhere in the infield besides pitcher might get it done. Oh, he chased on the outside part of the plate, trying to protect, and that's a strikeout for Forsyth. Jagger goes down swinging and brings up Jonah DeYoung to the plate. And we might have another pitching change here for Team Manitoba. And we do. Tips the hat. And Manitoba, I believe, with their fifth pitcher of the night. The afternoon, I should say. Fifth pitcher of the afternoon coming in. Daniel Forsyth gets a nice round of applause. Only gave up 1 run to the Bombers. And we're going to see number 15 now in for Team Manitoba. That's going to be Alex Grenner. Alex, number 15, coming in here with 1 down and a runner on third base, and the dangerous Jonah DeYoung at the plate. We'll be back. Welcome back as Grenier has taken his warm-up pitches. He's about to face Jonah DeYoung now. Jonah up with 1 out and a runner on third base in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bombers already up 6-0. Takes a pitch on the outside part of the plate. A fastball in there for a called strike. Grenier, the 5th pitcher here of the afternoon for Team Manitoba, facing Jonah DeYoung. Takes his signal from Gwynn Pitch down low. Gwynn does a nice job of keeping that ball in front of him. Landon Hale has already showed off his base running capabilities, stealing second. And moving over to third on the throwing error by Forsyth. Grenier takes the sign. The 1-1 to DeYoung. Just missed high and outside. And the count moves to 2-1 to Jonah. Jonah looking to tack on some insurance here for the Bombers as they're fully in control at this point of the game. Up 6 after that big 4-run first inning. That ball is popped up, out of play. And the count moves to 2-2. So far, all fastballs here from Grenier. Late in the game, just trying to throw strikes, keep his team in the game. Hoping to strand Landon Hale at third base, keep it a 6-run game. The dangerous Hunter Geary already with 2 hits in the game in the on-deck circle. The 2-2 pitch to Jonah DeYoung. Fights that off. That was a good pitch right on the outside part of the plate. DeYoung's approach here with 2 strikes. Looking for a pitch he can drive, but at the same time also looking to put the ball in play with the infield back. A ground ball to either the second baseman or shortstop should get the speedy Landon Hale in. Jackson Gwynn saw something he didn't like, told his pitcher to step off the rubber. He did. Now leans in. The big right-hander comes set. Big leg kick and the pitch. This one's down the middle, but a good hit on it by Jonah DeYoung. It's caught by the right fielder, but Landon Hale's going to tag up and score standing up. And a nice round of applause there for Jonah DeYoung as he, in baseball terms, does the job. As you'll hear these boys say, do a job. At times doing a job means sacrificing yourself for the betterment of the team, which he did with the fly ball deep to the right fielder. Knocks in Landon Hale and puts the Bombers up with the extra point, 7-0 over Team Manitoba. Bringing up Hunter Geary to the plate, facing Mr. Alex Grenier. 2 down now for the Bombers. Pulled the chain on that. Little change up there from Mr. Grenier. First time we've seen the off speed. First pitch to Hunter Geary, the 3-hitter in the lineup for the Bombers. Hudson Stein on deck. Grenier and Team Manitoba looking to get the 3rd out of the inning, get back on offense. That pitch taken inside for another called strike. And Geary finds himself in an 0-2 hole here with 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Geary now with 2 strikes. Looking to protect the plate. Grenier looking to hit a corner. Pitch low. Once again, Jackson Gwynn getting his work in. Bombers have 5 hits this afternoon to Manitoba's 4. Manitoba has just the 1 throwing error by Mr. Forsyth. A cleanly played baseball game on the defensive side. Good fight off there by Hunter Geary. That was a breaking ball. Hunter Geary able to wait on that just long enough and foul that pitch back to the backstop and maintains the 1-2 count here with 2 down facing Grenier. Nobody on base for the Bombers. Hunter Geary with the 1-2 pitch. That pitch up and away, 2-2. And more action in the Manitoba bullpen, so if you thought we were done at 5, think again. We got number 10 warming up out there, which is Jack Antonio, the 2-2. And that pitch down and away. Full count now to Hunter Geary. Geary, the left fielder. Right-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. Here's the payoff pitch. Right down the middle. Geary looking for his 3rd hit of the day, and he's going to have it. Hunter Geary, 3 hits on the day. As that one was too deep in the hole. Shortstop made a good try on that, but just put in the perfect spot for Hunter Geary to collect his third and bring up Hudson Stein, number 21. Grenier on that full count went back to his fastball, threw one right down the middle of the plate, challenged Hunter Geary, challenge accepted, says Mr. Geary. And there goes Hunter Geary, got a good jump. Good throw by Gwynn, but not in time. And just like that, the Bombers have runner in scoring position once again as Geary steals second, with the Bombers up 7-0. That ball was just a bit outside as Grenier takes his signal from Jackson Gwynn with a runner on second. Hudson Stein, that pitch misses low and away for a 2-0 count. Stein looking for his first hit of the day. Could knock in Geary with a hard single to the outfield. 2-0 pitch. And that might be it. He's waving Geary. We're going to have a play at the plate. No, we're not. That's an RBI single for Mr. Hudson Stein. The stolen base paid off for the Bombers. And that could do it for the game. And it looks like we must have an 8-run rule here. And Hudson Stein ends the game with that RBI single. And that's going to do it here as the Bombers defeat Team Manitoba 8-0 in this afternoon contest. Again, both teams played a clean defensive game. Bombers just a little more offensive firepower. Caleb Brigham in 4 shutout innings. Joey Jagger threw one of his own. Hunter Geary, the offensive star, with 3 runs scored, 3 base hits, at a stolen base, and defensive gems all over the field. Most notably, the double play from Joey Jagger to Quinn Miller to Hudson Stein, and of course, the diving catch by Mr. Landon Hale back in the top of the third. That's going to do it. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.